Good morning, or good evening, actually. Welcome to the Evening Report. My name is Willie Lawson. The Evening Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com, and fightbackmediatv.com. We are happy, good, to be here with you this evening. It's been a rough week. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a rough week. We missed our friend Shirley Huzar, and there is a link in the description box. If you knew Shirley, then you can help out with some expenses that are coming for the family, for the sons. And you don't have to. I'm not telling you have to because you would have never approved of this. But if you want to help out, that would be very, very kind. I'll put that link in the description box here. And the things that we talked about in Urban Game Changers and the like continue to happen. The idea of Urban Game Changers it was very simple. The idea was that we were going to make people who were elected political officials responsible and accountable for the things they promised the community during their campaign. So often they would come to communities and promise, these communities the moon. And more often than not deliver and come up with BS reasons why they didn't deliver. Here in my, in my community, Democrats would promise this, that, and the other, and then blame Republicans for why it didn't happen. Well, and the fact of the matter is, all you had to do was, I don't know, open your eyes, look around, ask about one question, and that question was, well, where are the Republicans stopping you? Where? All the city council are Democrats. All the city council and the mayor are Democrats. All the local unelected officials were all Democrats too. If all of you were on the same page, why did you make this happen? You promised. You said you would. Is how the elected officials got elected, by making these promises. And again, it's also the unelected officials that come in and make these promises and push these agendas that are ultimately failures. Same thing in school board and the like. That was the whole purpose. And places around the country are starting to see, hopefully, that the promises of the left are empty, void, and worse off, they were never intended to be fulfilled, ever. They were only intended to garner votes. In Memphis, Tennessee, Memphis is on edge as the body camera footage of 5 Black police officers severely beating Tyree Nichols, a Black man, after an altercation during a traffic stop, is set to be released shortly. Nichols died in the hospital 3 days later. Everyone that has seen the footage, from the police chief to Nichols' family, all say the video is horrific. Now, if you're a Nichols family, of course you're going to think that, your relative getting their ass beat is horrible and then dying afterwards. I want to say this because it's important. Everybody has people who love them. The people who do the most horrendous thing will have somebody who loves them. So whatever Tyree Nichols did, no matter what it was, his family, his mom, his dad, his brothers, sisters, cousins, grandma, grandpa, they love Tyree. And to see him get beaten and die in this manner, it's got to be horrific. Let's just be reasonable about that for sure. Now, what's happened? All 5 police officers have been fired, and each of them have been charged with second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official misconduct, and official oppression. I'm not sure what oppression is, according to Reuters. Now, those who have seen the video says it invokes the infamous video of Rodney King being beaten by Los Angeles police officers. So when the officers that were acquitted of these charges in 1992, you know what happened. All hell broke loose, right? Major riots broke out in Los Angeles that lasted 4 days, and a lot of people were killed. Although was alive, Rodney King didn't get killed. And I think that that's one of those narratives like, oh, that's when the police killed Rodney King. He didn't die. He's too big to die. He's huge. Stuff in that Kia. I mean, so Memphis and other places around the country are bracing for all hell to break loose when that videotape is released. So, as a result, riots are expected once the city releases the video. Businesses in Memphis are boarding up to prevent break-ins and damage. Now, I understand being a business owner, you want to be prepared. You don't want your stuff torn up. You don't want your stuff stolen. You don't. So people are boarding their stuff up and with big thick plywood and I do. But that sends a message and a signal to people who would criminals that this is the time to show up in downtown Memphis and raise hell. Like it's on. It's actually going to happen. It sort of sets the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Kind of sets the atmosphere. Um, Now, the family of Tyree Nichols have called for people to partake in peaceful protest and not burn down the city. But we've been talking about this since the Summer of Love. Um, a lot of the people who come into communities and want to burn stuff down are not from the community at all. They are not. They are not. And no matter how much CNN or MSNBC uh, want to promote the narrative that people are doing this because they are fed up and they are, out of control with anger and angst and fear. That's hardly the case. There is a tweet or a poster being circulated around New York. Um, that's a call of action. It says January 27, 2023, 8 p.m. at all NYPD facilities. Burn it all down. It's calling for people to bring rocks, heavy objects, pipes, spray paint, kerosene, lighters, umbrellas. Travel in large groups. Wear all black. Cover your face. Bring a knife or other tool to free unlawfully detained comrades. And it's got the socialist flag on. I mean, fist on one side, and New York Police Department badge with a the circle and the X and the slash through it. And it is Antifa action. What does that have to do with anything? It's because these people are about chaos. Andy No tweets Portland Antifa member Ash Redacted, who was suspended on Twitter for violent extremism, appears to suggest on Mastodon that Portland police is a target for attack. Antifa has called for a retaliation over the Atlanta gunman death, plus the death of Memphis man Tyree Nichols. He said, this dude, Ash Redacted, said that we have been peaceful. We have been too peaceful. The fires need to burn. Hmm. So in response, police departments from Portland to Washington, D.C. have put their officers on high alert, with days off being canceled and riot teams on standby. It is the methodology of the left. And this is why, frankly, there isn't, with these people, there isn't any give and take. There's no dialogue to be had. These are violent criminals that must be dealt with. There's no dialogue because they don't, folks, they don't represent these people who are talking about burning it all down in New York. Don't represent Tyree's family, Terry Nichols's family, any more than the people who were burning stuff down in the Summer of Love represented George, but whatever his name was, George Floyd's family. They don't. If you live in and near one of these communities, then what you're thinking, what should you do? Well, first of all, protect yourself, protect your family, and be all in the behind of your local officials to protect your city. Period. And if you find that you are in a place where mayors and mayors like Memphis, second time Mayor Jim Strickland, who's a longtime member of the NCAA, the NCAA, the NAACP, I'll get it, NAACP, who doesn't protect your city, then fire their ass. Find a way to replace them. If they're not going to protect where you live, and they care about the safety of your families and the security of your businesses and the health of your community, if they'll just let Antifa and other violent groups run wild, then they are part of the problem. They are the enablers in this chaos, and they must be replaced. If you can't find a way to recall them, then you must replace them in the next election. My name is Willie Lawson. This is the Evening Report. The Evening Report, again, is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. Till we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.